Hey everyone, and good morning. I am here to talk about this comment here. How does something like this just happen? Well, it's not something that just happened in his case. In his case, when he was 16 or 17, he experienced a huge emotional trauma that had to have triggered these seizures. That is the only explanation with his doctors. He had never had any symptoms or seizures up until that point, and after that emotional trauma, they were sporadic and very kind of like not often, but here and there. And then around 2017 is when his seizures started to get really bad. If he was hot, if he was sweating, if he was too stressed out, like if he got even a little bit stressed, he was having a seizure. And my man's a skateboarder. He was out in the heat in the sun and he couldn't even do that anymore because he would have a seizure. We discovered that heat and stress actually are what trigger his seizures. He doesn't have the type of epilepsy where it's like flashing lights or things like that. So since at least 2017 is when he actually started going to the doctors and getting information. They struggled with finding the right medication for him because his levels and numbers were off all the time until they finally found the correct balance of medication. So we're finally at the point that we have the right medication, but he starts having absent seizures. And he already has a lot of memory loss. Like, I'm alone in a lot of our memories, unfortunately. But he couldn't even remember his own birthday, and that was terrifying. At that point, they did another MRI and noticed there was some shrinking in the left side where it holds his personality and memory function, was shrinking in the same area that causes seizures. They did a WADA test, which you'll have to Google that. I can't explain that on here. Many more MRIs later, and we are finally here. This isn't something that just happened for him, but I have spoke on it in the past. I just like to keep his health private because that's what he prefers. Ask any questions you'd like.